Hey guys, and welcome to my stream here as the opening hour to the Kind Kiwi 24-hour charity stream. My name is Grady, aka Jimster28, and I stream and post YouTube videos, or more YouTube, a little bit of streaming, under the name Rydos Gaming. And today we kick off a 12-hour stream with a bunch of other cool streamers coming up after me. So my slot is 12 noon to 1 p.m. and then we will be handing off to the lovely Serena, who will take you for the next 2 hours before handing you off to the next streamer. So if you don't know why we're doing this Kind Kiwi charity stream, we are raising money for KidsCan. It's a great charity here in New Zealand, helping out children and families, not just during the lockdown, all year round. Hey Cam. Just thought we would also call out a couple of donations that came out before I kicked off. I threw out the call to family, I threw out the call to my co-workers, and a bunch of them came through. So my aunt Jules, thank you very much. Co-workers Dan, Linda, Tony, Dave, all of you that were contributing, thank you very much. And thank you for helping make the stream what it is going to be. But what exactly is Grady going to be doing during his stream? As you can probably see already, Grady is going to be playing 3 games at once. So I'm playing RuneScape on my PC, I am playing Pokemon Masters on my phone, and I will be playing Spyro the Reignited Trilogy, specifically Spyro 2, here on my Xbox, streaming through the Elgato. So once we kick off Pokemon Masters, we should be good to make some movement in everything else. Luckily, a new skill just released in RuneScape Archaeology. We're going to be able to pop in and play that a little bit while we auto on this. And hopefully Spyro doesn't get a little too bored. Cam, I am doing great, man. How are you? And thank you again, Serena, for popping into the chat and taking care of us in that way. But yeah, so you got me for an hour, or 58 more minutes from now. As you watch me horrendously play Spyro. And hopefully the technology does not fail me, because there is a lot of moving pieces to this. You know, all the people who do this for a living, all the pro streamers, as I like to call them, would be streaming, you know, from one device, maybe. And then the guy who has absolutely no practice with any of this, first time using his home setup for this, decides, hey, you know what would be smart? Trying to do it from 3 devices simultaneously. What can go wrong? And I think the answer is going to be that one of the technologies will break, but we don't know just which one. That's where the fun gamble is at the moment. Yeah, it's a little cheating. RuneScape, luckily, with Archaeology, the new skill, it's a lot of click and wait for it to finish processing. So that one does that. And with Pokemon Masters, there is an auto mode, so I just have to keep switching it basically to put in new battles. Spyro is the one I'm focusing on, and also the one that you've got the audio for, hopefully, if I set it up properly. Now that my verbal diarrhea to start off the stream is out, we can get to playing some games. I know Ryan was asking me yesterday, you know, what Spyro game are you going to play, and there was a bit of debate around which Spyro game was the better game, which one was the one that we should be playing, and I settled on 2 just because 2 was my favorite when I was growing up. You know, 1 I played a little bit of, not a lot, and 3 was always my mum's favorite, not mine. So I decided I'd jump into 2. We're not going to be 100%ing anything, mainly because that would hurt my head to try and do that while also doing all of these other things. But we're gonna churn through and see how much Spyro we can get through. And hello, Serena. Thank you for jumping in the chat and moderating it all. And organizing this entire thing. Without you, Serena, none of this would be happening. And we wouldn't have already raised $390 for KidsCan. So, big thanks to Serena for organizing it all. Lovely cutscene is a good time to switch around with my archaeology. Excavate in here. All my Pokemon Masters is doing its thing.
Oh, hello. We didn't get a chance to introduce ourselves before. My name is Alora.
Hi. I'm Spyro. What are you, some kind of goat?
I'm a fawn, you dork.
Oh, sorry.
Did you meet the gem?
I don't know where to focus. There's so many different things to
They gave
focus
me a
on.
souvenir too. They called it a
I can focus on my phone, I can focus on the PC, I can focus on Spyro, or the webcam, you guys.
I just stuck it in the guidebook you gave me.
Thanks, Serena. The overlay was an idea. When I first thought, you know, I'm going to be playing 3 games, there's got to be a way to nicely visually separate them. And so that's what I've done.
Hunter, where have you been?
All with Serena's lovely graphics, though.
Got a little lost.
Spyro's gonna help us collect the talismans.
I am?
I think I just didn't make your own team, so it's going to try and matchmake online on Pokemon Masters. Yeah, it'll be fun. We'll see what happens.
You're going to have to go to Avalar's worlds and
Oh,
convince
and
the inhabitants
chat's
to
over
give
here,
you
if
their
you're wondering why I
talisman.
keep looking
You can
over
keep it
that
in
way.
your guidebook.
Hey, I could do that. Why doesn't the dragon just torch Ripto?
Hunter, you can't even keep track of your running shoes. How can we trust you with
A smart
14
person maybe would have played
talismans?
through enough of the Spyro game so that
If
it
you
didn't
could
have so
help
many
them with
cutscenes, but
they're important too.
you know, I'm
I'll
not
tell you about
never
them
claimed to
later.
be a smart person.
Okay, no problem. I'll collect a few talismans, give Ripto the old
These
high five,
pendants here
and
in the
dragon
RuneScape
shores
game
by lunchtime.
are what I'm looking for. Takes a little while to get one, but I need about 6 of them, I think it is. See if we can go to Idle Springs, if I remember where to go for that. It's this one, isn't it? Yep. Yeah, I think Spyro 2 was also the one I played first, so Glimmer was probably the first ever Spyro level I played. I think I went back and played 1, if I recall. Or we might not have owned a PlayStation when it first came out. I think we might lose this Pokemon Masters one. I don't know for sure. Looks we're getting our butt kicked. What we can't lose is archaeology. That one's kind of hard to lose, as long as I keep it from logging me out. Hey, Serena's flatmate. Yeah, no, Serena was messaging me earlier and like, oh, I've got this, I'm doing this cooking stream, that's what she's doing next. So she's probably run off to go set up a part of that. And they're like, I've got this crew, they're helping me out, and I'm like, maybe a crew would have been smart. Maybe that would have been a good decision, rather than deciding to stick it solo. But you know, nothing's gone wrong yet. As I knock some wood. From a technical side, at least. I keep saying we're not gonna 100% it, but I can't help myself from wanting to, you know, kill all the guys and pick up all the gems and everything. Looks like we're doing well on Pokemon Masters. We should win this one. And in RuneScape, so basically the gimmick with archaeology is that you dig and you get materials and you get dirt and you then use these to restore the artifacts that I'm getting, so that pendant I have. But it does fill up your inventory, so you do have to run off and drop the materials in the materials cart every so often. And my dirt box will fill up soon, and then we'll have to go sieve all the dirt and see what we can get out of it. Oh, root out. I'm running into a wall. See, this is the not being able to concentrate on multiple things. I've got this though, I've got this. Oh. Gotta go 2 hands now on the RuneScape. Try and spin it back around. There we go. We got the prison door eventually. And my Master's game finishes. That's good timing. I should have picked something that's not Spyro that I could play with one hand. But we're good. We figured it out. We know where we're going. It's the slowest speedrun ever. Do that mission again. Okay, you go unlock the door while I set up the next Master's game. Go, and we're still excavating over there. Boom. Don't care about camera controls. I think this puzzle out here, the first time I did it, we might not have had internet, or we didn't have as good of internet. But I remember just having to trial and error the full set of combinations for that puzzle. So if you don't know Spyro well, that puzzle you have to press all of the buttons in a specific order. And if you get the wrong one, it resets the puzzle. But yeah, it was just like, try this one, try this one, try this one. Every time it reset, you just try the next one. And then the other bonus one in there where you could get the hula girls by chasing them around was just horrendous, and I sucked at it. And still suck at it. That's why I'm not giving it too much of a shot this time. Just run straight through it. Move the mic down a little bit. It never lines up well where these loading screens are also when I need to do stuff in either of the other games. Got a feeling that timing's never going to be with us. Roast some sheep. And don't think we're going to have enough money for diving. We'll have to go play Colossus probably. Go for the big money gem I knew was there. How much do we need for diving? 500 gems? Okay, yeah. I may be rushing through too much. Not going to have enough gems to buy us into the next part of the game. Hey Lola. Hey Lola. Yeah, it's not that impressive. It's the concentration levels is all it requires. Honestly, the technology that lets me play and stream these 3 games at once is way more impressive than the brain power that it takes. You know, the fact that I can simultaneously use this and the computer I'm streaming off and the Xbox that sits down there, that to me was crazy. When I had the first idea, I was like, hey, I'm gonna play a bunch of games at once. I thought maybe I'd have to play 2 or maybe all 3 on the computer, just because I didn't think the multiple sources stuff was going to work. And I was surprised, where the mobile phone stuff actually worked really well. The cable's actually just for charging. The screen recording stream part of it is wireless. Which gives me ideas for future streams, obviously, if I continue across doing this sort of stuff. Now I have to get gems or I'm not going to be able to afford diving. You guys, when you stream, you know, you're saying, oh, I'd struggle to concentrate on one. When you stream, you concentrate on chat, you concentrate on the game, and you concentrate on checking that, you know, nothing's broken in OBS or whatever your streaming software is. So you're splitting your attention across multiple things. The only difference is that I'm just splitting them across 3 games. It's still a skill I'm sure you guys could do if you wanted to. That's probably our last. Always annoyed me you had to jump there. They could have designed it without a jump. Right, to win our next Masters too. There we go, start excavating. There we go. So 15 minutes in, not bad. Quarter of the way through. Already doing better than I thought we were gonna. Purely because nothing's crashed, or at least chat hasn't notified me that anything's crashed yet. Sims is a serious game. It takes a lot of concentration. So Spyro just jumped for a second there. I'm going to assume it's still good for you guys. Yep, we're good. I need one more screen just to be able to monitor the stream. That's why I have my laptop sitting over there. Let's do another. Let's do one of the super hards. Because I think I'll have to actually play a super hard. I don't think my AI will be able to beat it. But if I lose this Pokemon Masters, I'll play that one manually. And show the AI how it's done. Oh, found another... Nope. You can get two different things from RuneScape. You can get the Ancient Timepiece, or you can get the Pendant. Timepieces I have enough of, I don't need any more. Pendants are what I'm trying to collect at the moment. Yeah, see, multiple Sims, you're still splitting your attention. You're still playing a little bit of this, playing a little bit of that. Try launching 3 different windows of the Sims and just play a different Sim in each window. Then it's similar. It gets across, I guess, how much concentration something like The Sims takes. Luckily, I chose a lot of casual and just fun games. You know, I don't have a lot of Xbox games, but one of the others was like Halo. And Halo was just going to be way too... I don't want to say way too concentration, way too, like, you got to be into it. You got to be 100% focused on Halo. So Spyro worked out a lot better. And Ryan, you might know as Holitude here on Twitch, Lola's fiance, just recently completed all of the Reignited Trilogy, so it works out well there as well. I know he was potentially going to be streaming the last bit of that. Masters is going well. I think the AI might actually win the Ultra Hard, which is surprising. So now my soil box is full in RuneScape, and that means I'm going to actually have to go do something a bit more active. So, yay. Once I dump my materials. Hopefully you can't hear my neighbors too loud doing whatever they're doing next door. We just got new neighbors moved in. It seems. They're cutting down a tree or something based on the sounds I'm hearing. Pointed north, so I know where I'm going. Yeah, see? The AI couldn't do it in Pokemon Masters, so now I'm gonna have to do it manually. Yeah. I'm going to be splitting my attention even harder between all the things. I only need gems to get dive, and I think that's it for the gems up here. How many gems do I have? 500, that's enough for dive, so we can go finish the level now. I also picked the wrong dirt to screen, but it's fine. We'll get the job done. Yeah, so we gotta turn auto off now. I think my teammates will still auto, but I won't. Yeah. Thanks again to everybody who has donated, whether that is monetarily, whether that is putting your time in to come and watch me or any of the awesome streamers that have come on after me, whether that is donating your words, telling people about the stream, sharing one of the tweets, the Facebook posts, all of that. Thank you very much. It is going to be a long and awesome day. I am just your opening act, kicking you off for the first hour. After me, it really starts to ramp up with some of the really awesome streamers we have coming up. It's the way I look at it. You got the it's like it's a concert. You gotta have the opening act on, you gotta warm everybody up, you gotta get everybody ready, and then it will kick off proper with all the people who actually do this for a living or for a hobby and know what they're doing. And that's when it really kicks off, and that will be Serena in about 39 minutes as we will pass it on over to her channel. Start screening on RuneScape the other gravel. Well, I forgot that I'm not autoing on Pokemon, which means we might lose that again. Whoops. Might drop down from Ultra Hard. Ultra Hard might be too hard while trying to do other stuff.
You're well on your way, Spyro. Keep collecting talismans
Yeah.
to help us defeat Ripto.
We'll drop down from Ultra Hard to Very Hard. Sunny Beach. Sunny Beach is where you gotta keep the turtles alive, I believe. It's the number one thing I remember from this game, or from this level. Yeah, we'll drop down to Very Hard again. We check. First time I checked the stream to check it's actually streaming properly, and all the windows are still showing. That's a good sign. That is a good sign. I remember loving the aesthetic of this level. Turn auto back on. I don't know why. It just looks cool. Not necessarily the gimmick of, you know, keeping the baby turtles alive or anything like that. I think it was just so green and cool. Also has one of the better mini games, so you gotta keep the turtles away from being soup. Oh, I'll get them. There we go. And you get to use the dive that you just unlocked. Great. You know, unlocking an ability and then immediately getting to use it. Oh. Gotta check all the things at once. Also, I think those are the first enemies you run into that you have to hit twice. A little bit of a gimmick change on what's happening there. And I can't hit that anyway. Oh. Missed one enemy and they get you. Come on, controls. There we go. I believe the next ability you unlock is the climbing ability, and that's probably one of the first times in Spyro where you have to, or at least Spyro 2, where you have to go backwards. You're given an ability and you're gonna have to go backwards to go do a bunch of stuff that you'd missed previously, all the way as far back as the very first level. In Glimmer, where we started, there was a climbing piece there that we could have done. I gotta ram a turtle onto that plate. Knowing my ability at ramming stuff is not gonna happen. Oh, Masters is finished. So I fall off a cliff. Pokemon Masters, when you're not autoing every single fight, is actually quite fun as well. It might not look so because I'm just hitting auto and letting it go, but there's quite a bit of tactics involved if you have to manually do everything on it. And we also need basically the materials that come out of this battle, so it is a little grindy, and we are just grinding through those parts of the game. We'll get moving in a bit. We'll just watch this guy spin his shovel around. And we're just going to teleport back and set up our RuneScape digging. Love how he doesn't even care. You heard his rubber ducky or his floaty. Like, yeah, still gonna hit you with my spade. Killed him. There we go. Now he's not spinning his spade around. Over there is where you have to deal with the chef who wants to cook turtle soup. One of the best comedy parts of Spyro 2. I'm gonna do it just because it's a cool little mini game, but I can't. That's right. Need climbing. I'm probably not gonna have enough gems to buy that. But we will finish the level by getting this turtle up over to that platform. Oh, no, not if I miss him, we won't. While keeping an eye on Masters to check that we are actually going to win that. Oh, you sneaky turtle. Get up there. There we go. Thought I heard audio coming out of there. Time to return home, just as our Master's battle is ending. Another thing I love about 2 is these little cutscenes that just sort of breathe life into each level. Where every level just feels so unique. It feels like a world that you're going to. You know, it feels like it's inhabited. It feels like things happen in this world when your character isn't there, which I guess some games are not great at, especially when this one's got to build 20, 30 odd worlds. It's good to give a little bit of life and a little bit of uniqueness to each of them, especially back when the originals came out. That one, we've got plenty of room for dirt. I remember absolutely hating the orb stealers. I don't remember their real name in this level. I don't know if I can do it even as an adult now. Getting all of the orbs and putting them in. Or the power spheres, whatever they're called, in this level. This one also has one of the ramming puzzles, where you have to ram all of the checkpoints and stuff. Yes, Serena, RuneScape's it's a fun little idle game, much like I'm using it here. If you want to play the really old RuneScape, so that what I'm playing here is RuneScape 3. They have spun up what RuneScape was in 2007, and you can download and play that. So there's some changes since then, but it looks and feels like 2007 RuneScape, and that's called Old School RuneScape, and you can download that from the same place. And play that if you prefer that real old school feeling. But it doesn't have archaeology, the skill that I'm using here. I love to just jump into RuneScape and, you know, give it maybe 15 minutes if I got time, or half an hour. Or while I'm meant to be doing work, just putting it on in the background, doing it like this, where you click a little bit, play a little bit, and then move on from it. We're all good at that sort of background game where you don't have to be fully focused on it. Sort of the same as the way I'd play Pokemon Masters, where I wouldn't fully focus on it. I'm not going to sit down and say, today I will play Pokemon Masters. Do it in spare time. We are now 30 minutes into the stream. Thank you very much for being with us, and thank you very much for joining us for the kickoff of the Kind Kiwis charity stream for KidsCan. If you would like to donate, the donation link I believe is below my webcam, if I remember my setup correctly. It is cutt.ly/kindkiwi. You don't have to donate, and please do only donate if you are in a situation to do so. Don't feel like you need to donate when you cannot. Your time and your support is donation enough for me. Almost died here. I'm on green sparks. Oh, full on dirt in RuneScape, so I gotta go dump my stuff, and my Masters game is finished. Oh, it's all coming to a head at once. It'd be great if they could time, so they were the same length of time. Sadly, as a software developer, Lola, I do have to focus a little bit on the typey type making code part. But you know, if a work call comes through and someone wants to talk about something, maybe. Not, there might be people from work tuning in, so I will not confirm nor deny whether Grady plays games in the background while on work calls. I'm gonna die here. Yep. That's what I get for not focusing on the, for the 3 different games. Or at least not focusing enough on the Spyro part. But it's reigniting, so that's fine. And once again, I'd also like to throw out a thank you to the people who donated when I gave them the link earlier before the stream. My aunt, Jules, my co-workers, Dave, Linda, Tony, Dan. Sorry, Dan. Thank all of you guys. I know some of you don't necessarily get the whole Twitchy live streamy stuff, but I think everybody gets the sense of charity and the raising money for what really matters in a time like this, which isn't you and me. I think it's the same guy that killed me last time. At least hit me. There we go. Finally navigated one without getting hit. These big things I'm gonna have to come back to later when I've got the supercharge. Run away from the robot while I can't see it. There's also a jump puzzle coming up that always eluded me as a child, so I'm gonna get to see if I have redemption, or if I'm just as bad as 10-year-old me. Thank you, Serena, for the host. We did get another ancient timepiece over on RuneScape, not the greatest, but we will do. It is a chance to dump our materials. Well, we've got a cutscene here of someone talking. Gear grinders. If I recall as well, at least with the original game, a lot of these side characters were all voiced by the same guy as well, which is insane. The variety of the characters that are all just done by one man. That should be both of those set back up. Normally I'd go home, yeah, just to go to the next level, but I kind of want to see if I can do the jump puzzle. If I remember where it is. there? How do you get there? It's slowly trying to remember things, and I'm not. This is where I just slowly pretend that I never made that deal that I was gonna do the jump puzzle and just leave. Enough for soup. Thank you, Thunder Punch, for the host. I figured out what the noises coming through my headphones are. It is Streamlabs. I didn't have the overlay set up because I wasn't thinking too far ahead today. But every time people follow host and do that sort of stuff, it does set off a noise through my headphones that confuses me. That is almost as good as your name being shouted out. But before the end of the stream, we will load up Streamlabs and thank everybody that has helped out in the middle of this stream. Now I'm just trying to exit the level. We are 36 minutes in, and in 24 minutes it will be the end of our slot, and we will be handing off to Serena in the chat for some cooking or some baking. It'll be interesting to see how that turns out. I know if you donate during her segment, her baking gets harder and harder. Those goals, I believe, are on her Twitter if you want to take a look at them, and I'm sure she'll explain them when she goes live in roughly 25 minutes. I hear those noises now. Thank you, Lola, for the host. Don't know which noises those are, and I don't know if you can hear those noises either. I don't think you can, because I don't have desktop audio playing. Let's see if I can quickly turn them on. So Spyro's going to sit still for a sec while we see what is setting off Streamlabs. Don't think I have. No, I don't. No. Don't know where those noises are coming from in terms of what screen and what setting for me to be able to shout them out, but I will before the end of the stream. I'll get them up on the laptop over there. In fact, I can potentially do that right now, as my RuneScape needs to run off and my Masters needs to set up anyway. There's a good time to do both, as I now change from focusing on 3 games to focusing on 2 games and logging into a service. You can watch Spyro do some lovely dances while you... One thing I don't like about this RuneScape archaeology piece is every time I come in and out, it spins my camera in a specific way. And I don't like the way it spins it. Alrighty, so I'm going to run down now because now I can see the list of events. Thank you, Wolf Gaming, for following. Thank you, Lola, for following. Thank you, Cam, for following. Thank you, Serena, for following and hosting. Thank you, Thunder Punch, for the host. Thank you, T-Mod, for the follow. And thank you, Lola, for the host. I do have to switch tabs over there to see that, so I will again endeavor to shout them out before the end of the stream if any more people jump into the stream. I just heard another alert go off. Hey, hello, Sly Will. How you doing, man? Hope you've been well without the events running. Hope life isn't a little too hard. Sly Will, the goddamn best esports content producer we have in ANZ, and someone I need to get off my butt and work with a lot more.
Say, Spyro. Ah.
Just all-round awesome guy. Oh, I leveled up in Pokemon now. Might level up in RuneScape at some point as well, but I don't think we have enough XP for it. There's an orb there if you can fly from that window to that window. Yeah, it's fair, man. If anything, the current situation has really just highlighted a lot of things, like how many friends I actually do have, how many people who are willing to go out of their way, have a chat, have a call, and get on, play some games, play some D&D, and how lucky I am to have a work that will let me work from home. But yeah, it's been an interesting one. Hopefully it all blows over soon and esports can kick back up, and you can start creating some more badass content. Sorry, bad butt content. Slipped through my radio filter there a sec.
The funny looking guys.
I remember this level. I remember it being a very big pain. You have to raise the water level constantly. Oh, don't make me look hopeless by not knowing what to do. It's my worst nightmare now. There's just a bunch of people. Oh. We're good. I found the button. It's like you just feel the pairs of eyes, the 5 pairs of eyes behind you, just like, don't mess it up. Know what to do. It's easy, I know what to do. Streaming is like the ultimate backseat gaming, like sibling sitting behind you experience you can get. I just remember that was the original animation that the crabs did when you killed them. They'd explode into pieces. That was quite humorous for child Grady, and still is for adult Grady as well. I heard noises again. Good. I promise, if I jump into streaming properly, I will set up those overlays properly. I don't have to stare over at my screen 100 times a second. But, you know, new to all this jazz at the moment. Dirtbox full, gotta go to the RuneScape thing again. While my Pokemon Masters is full. Hey Smite, how's it going, man? Another great person for esports here in New Zealand. Jack of all trades when it comes to casting and commentating. Can do this, that, and everything in between. How are you doing, Matt? I hope the click clacking isn't too bad from my controller.
Hi, Spyro. You must be tougher than... A pleasure doing business with you, Spyro. This submarine is 100%...
Yeah, to be fair, I got facial hair at the best of times, but I've definitely been getting lazy when it comes to the lockdown. I don't think I've even trimmed it. You know, usually I'd get rid of this faff or trim back the mustache so it doesn't get in my mouth, but can't be bothered. I tied it up for the stream today because I thought I should be a little more presentable if I was going to be on camera. But I didn't when I did like the... I did 48 Hours Film Festival. I had a special lockdown edition on last weekend, I think it was. Didn't shave for that. or trim for that. That was probably a bad decision. So there is camera footage of super bushy, just not even bushy, just scraggly facial hair Grady floating around. Not the greatest look in the world. It's the middle shark area, yeah. Yeah, level 3 for fast food. It's going to be the first thing I think a lot of people run into. Being able to get Uber Eats or delivery or contactless pickup, stuff like that, for fast foods.
Our world is wet again.
Everyone's going to be diving into the Maccas, to the BKs, to the KFCs, to the pizzas. Now, time with you is quickly dwindling, but once again, I'll remind you that this one-off stream by Grady, the absolute non-streamer, is just the first hour of 12 hours of awesome streamers coming at you one after another today. I will hand it off to Serena, who I believe... I'll get the schedule up rather than just guessing my best. I know all of the people, I just don't know what order they go in. Serena. And we're in a cutscene anyway. So I will pass it off to Serena at 1 o'clock, and then once Serena is finished at 3 o'clock, she will hand it off to No Hands NZ, who will be finished at 5 PM and handed off to the tandem of Wolf Gaming and T-Mod, who then hands it off to Halitude at 7 PM, and then to wrap it all up, Timprovise at 9 PM, that voice to ring in the end of the show, take you all the way through till midnight, and complete out the 12 hours of streaming. All in the name of KidsCan, and all in the name of raising money for people, for children, for families, and for everybody who needs it in this time of need. Spyro has to take a back seat while I switch tabs. Spyro's ready to go again now. I believe that is all the levels. Of course, I haven't completed them, like, at all. I've got no orbs whatsoever. And I got a feeling orbs are how I unlock the boss, if I recall correctly. So I don't think I'll be escaping this homeworld. That's what they're called.
Camera mode. If you don't like it, I can set it. Okay.
Laura just tells me to go learn how to climb, yeah. And I think you learn how to climb in the next homeworld. So I will probably not get to climb, but I can go see what the boss requires. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in. If you're here, it means a lot just to have that support.
Spyro, this is a high-powered portal.
Carrying through more. That support of people who have come out to see what I'm going to be doing, and to hopefully stick around and watch the rest of the Kind Kiwis stream. You know, I almost made that jump. Feel bad for not making it. It's one of the easier orbs in Spyro. And we got 2 of the pendants, you know. This is just me doing all the grindy work I need to do, just with my webcam up. I didn't even need to jump, I could have just done that. Ah, that's right, yeah. You know, I needed to grind through to get all of these mats in Pokemon Masters, and I needed to grind through to get all these pendants in RuneScape, so bit of a bonus to just be doing them both now. You know, I'm gonna give up on that jump. We're gonna just zoom around for the next 9 minutes.
Well done, Spyro.
Oh no, there we go, it's talismans. I was all over the place. To the boss! Shows you what I remember of this game. Been a while, okay, and my brain is old and mushy. My memory ain't what it used to be.
The professor was working on some new super portal technology.
I do remember the professor sending you on a horrible quest through the marsh to retrieve his pencil. Definitely remember that.
22475. That's my birthday.
No, Hunter, don't!
What?
Let's send us off on another mission in Pokemon Masters. As we start digging again in RuneScape. I don't even know what remains are excavating here. Oh, this is... So if you don't know me, or if you don't know what I do for content stuff, for Rydos Gaming, I do a lot of guides and stuff like that and put them on YouTube. And the latest ones I've done are all surrounding the RuneScape archaeology skill that's just been released. And some of these remains, like this one that they've named, I'm like, Presidio? And if you want to hear me butcher the names of things, just watch any of those archaeology guides, because I cannot, like, correctly name anything. Sometimes I'll just mumble the remains and just pretend like I said it properly, but yeah, not the easiest names to pronounce, especially when I'm recording myself and there's that pressure.
Tell all your friends to take the orbs and scatter them throughout Avalar, quickly!
No. And Ripto's also my favorite villain from the 3 games. You know, the Egg Queen's cool and all that, but I think she gets outshined by Bianca. And Nasty Nork's pretty one-dimensional. I feel like at least in this, Ripto's got, you know, he's got some goons, he's got some gimmick to him, he's got some powers that he can use, and stuff like that.
Could we catch a dragon to help us?
Yes, I think so. We'll need
And these cutscenes are a lot longer than I remember as well. At least I turned on subtitles for people. So when I talk over all of the dialogue, if they legitimately care about the Spyro storyline, they can read it there. Oh no, the boss is starting just as Masters needs to kick up the butt. Might need me to hit A. I might be in luck. Hit A just in case. Might just be loading. Yep, it was loading. Okay, let's just run in circles while we set up the next Masters. And I need to jump. God damn it. Okay, and then Masters. Okay, Masters, go. Could you finish setting up, please, Masters? Not breaking any speedrun records here, as we slowly stall out the boss while we wait for the other games. Hang on, and I don't want it to pop in the middle of the boss. So I will clear out my RuneScape stuff while I'm at it. See, this is the first real multitask now that I've had to do this whole stream. Luckily it's in phase 1 of Crush, where he's a little bit easier to detain. I always thought that thing he was carrying with him was a wooden bat, but now it looks like a turkey drumstick he's taking a bite out of. Alright, we're almost ready to fight Crush. We're almost set up. One more set of jumps and we should be fine. Alrighty, now we're good to go. And he hurts himself. That classic villain gimmick. I think we'll beat the boss and that'll probably be it for us, and we will hand over to Serena. Thank you very much for watching for this 55 minutes that we have done so far. And thank you to those who might be in chat who donated before the stream. And thank you for those who retweeted on Twitter. No, I'm gonna just die. That's what happens when you don't pay a lot of attention. That is what happens. The number one thing that the stream has made me do is made me look like a really bad Spyro player. I look like I don't know what I'm doing. Which is, you know, true to a point. But I know at least a little bit more than what's happening here. I promise, I do usually play games better than this. It is the multitasking. I was not made for multitasking. I'm not even going to deal with that. Oh, I don't remember this. What was his new gimmick? What was his new gimmick? Okay. Okay, so it's fireballs. So, run around. Oh, if he could just get hit, thank you very much. I'd like to end this. Oh. Oh. I'm the worst Spyro player in the world. There we go. We're gonna let RuneScape, we're gonna let Masters run out. We're gonna just try and wrap up this Spyro boss fight before our hour runs out. Can you just hit the ground, please? Thank you. Now it's where he's changed up his gimmick to whatever thing he lands on. There we go, he's got 2 hit bars left and we've got 2 minutes to do it. I'm sure we can beat the boss here. But we're just wrapping up, so I'm gonna do... Oh, I wasn't paying attention. But it doesn't matter because I got to hit him with flame. There we go. I shouldn't talk and try and play. Oh wait, we got the time. We got the time. Oh, it was 3. There we go. That's the boss. Crush is crushed. As a slightly sense of ironic settles over everybody and Ripto does his villain monologue as we have 2 minutes left in the stream. Wasn't that great scheduling? I totally planned that entirely. But we'll set off another Pokemon Masters and we can wrap up and hand on over to Serena, who is hopefully, I can double check, getting all set up and ready to be handed over to. And hopefully I've been taught how to do raids properly. Sweet, Serena is set up and ready to receive us when we run over there. In about a minute's time. This is where we have completed Summer Forest. Definitely not to the best of our abilities. We've done like 30% of the stuff here, and I will have to go back and play it now to make my head feel happy about it. Well, that is set off, and that is going. I don't know if I can say thank you enough. I feel like I've said thank you 500,000 times, but that would still not be enough. Let me double check. I haven't missed any Streamlabs that have come through. Refresh here. I haven't heard any noises coming out of my headset. It looks good. I think we are good. So thank you everybody for the follows and for the hosts that have come through. Wolf Gaming, Lola, Cam, Serena, Thunderpunch, T-Mod, Zach Brannigan, Sly Will. Thank you all very much from a personal standpoint and from the charity standpoint. Thank you again to everybody who has donated before the stream kicked off. It's my aunt Jules, it's people from work, Dave, Dan, Linda, Tony, all of you guys. Thank you very much, but this is the end of my segment and we will be passing you on to Serena. If you don't know who Serena is, you're about to learn out very quickly as she attempts to do some cooking on stream with a bunch of distractions popping off. Hopefully I can type the raid command correctly. If I cannot, I am sorry, but I'm pretty sure I got this. And when I hit enter, I assume that it ends. Thank you very much for being here. Let's see if I can raid Serena correctly. There we go. I hit the raid button and it looks to be working. Thank you. Over to Serena now. Over to Serena.